All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel Imagining Tech. Today is October 4th, 2019, and I want to talk about EOS as an investment. So, just to preface, just as a disclaimer, I do own EOS tokens, and this is not investment advice. But from what I noticed, like just me personally, I used to be in Ethereum. That was like the only platform that I used. I loved Ethereum, and I still think Ethereum's a great platform. I also own Ethereum tokens. But the difference between Ethereum and EOS is night and day. Um, the ability to make transactions on the EOS blockchain in a scalable, high throughput, feeless manner is really the difference maker. And everything in EOS is based on the fact that they want to onboard more users. They want to be able to support mainstream adoption. Dan Larimer, the creator of EOS, he created two other projects, one called Steemit and the other one called BitShares. And these were all platforms that were very similar. They were very high throughput. They were able to onboard a lot of users, and they were actually two of the most popular platforms in crypto to date. So Dan Larimer has always been a person who has been focused on mainstream adoption and how he can create a system that he can bring to more users. So when it comes to product developers and killer applications, we're all looking for that killer application. I think it just makes sense that EOS will house that application because the infrastructure that it brings to the table is just so superior to all of the other blockchains. Now, that's not to say that the other blockchains don't have value. That's not to say that there's not some give and takes in that scenario. But the bottom line is, as far as an application, a killer application being built, unless you're talking about EOS, you're talking about several years down the line. EOS is the only platform that I can see that allows users to have account names that are um, readable, human readable. It allows for an easy onboarding experience with free accounts. Not only are the accounts free, you can transact on the blockchain for free. Um, Everything is fast. Everything is scalable. You have schedules, Liquid Scheduler. You can schedule things on the blockchain. You have access to oracles, liquid oracles. If you want to um, get access to real data that has integrity in a trustless, decentralized manner, Liquid Apps can help you with that. Like the EOS platform as a whole just gives so many services to product developers that just have not been available on other platforms. And when I first got into the crypto space, it was around 2015. I was fascinated by Ethereum. I started learning about Ethereum, and then finally I invested. Then in 2017, we had the big ICO boom, and a lot of people were interested in building decentralized applications. That was the whole thing. I want to fundraise through an ICO on Ethereum. I want to build my own decentralized application, and I want to provide value for others. Um, what went wrong there, I think, is a lot of people. There were scams, definitely. There were a lot of scams, but there were a lot of people who had success, like the Augur project, but they couldn't really reach ultimate success because the Ethereum platform, the blockchain, does not scale. So it's causing a problem for them to get liquidity inside their markets. And not only does the Ethereum blockchain not scale, it also doesn't natively come with a lot of the services that the EOS blockchain has, such as liquid oracles. Every single application, for the most part, needs access to secure data. They need something to be fed into those smart contracts. I'm thinking of, in specific, the Funfair platform. I remember Funfair platform was like a platform that you were going to be able to use to build your own casino, add gambling games and stuff like that, and sort of, I guess, like charge people to use your casino and stuff like that. And one of the cool things about Funfair that attracted a lot of people was natively they had created a layer 2 solution, scaling solution, that was going to be able to give them more transactional speed. So that was something they had to come with and create just to be able to give themselves an edge. Not only that, they also needed a random number generator, which random number generators are not always the most easy thing, and again, didn't come with the platform. All of these things come on the EOS platform. Like, they all are natively there. Like, you can get access to those for relatively cheap if you're a dApp developer building a dApp. So rather than focus on Funfair's goal, they spent most of their time building things that they needed for their app to run, which these things that they're building are mostly proprietary. It's built specifically, in Funfair's case, for Funfair. Whereas the EOS blockchain is taking these services that they know every single application developer is going to need, and it's now distributing it so that everybody can use it. Because these things are critical for applications to get mainstream adoption. So the EOS platform is a platform that I think is going to be the one that gets that next killer application. Like, the killer application, I don't think, even if it was a thing right now, would not survive on any other blockchain. Like, the killer application, especially when we're talking about just like games and stuff like that, utilizing NFTs, non-fungible tokens, like, that's for sure going to be on EOS. The only way I see that Ethereum has any sort of chance to get a mainstream application is if it's a DeFi application, some sort of simple way for maybe investors to invest and get a bigger return than they would from a bank. Something like that, Ethereum is actually works really well for, and I'm actually interested to see how the Ethereum blockchain adapts after we get the 2.0 upgrade. So I will be looking into that. But for now, from what I can see, even after all that, EOS is still the platform for developers to build. It's still going to get that network effect, and it's going to get it very quickly because more and more people are starting to realize how easy it is to build on EOS and how many transactions it can actually handle. If you look at Blocktivity and you look at EOS's transactions versus everybody else, it's not even close. Like, EOS is like 80% of the market just in transactions every single day. So it can handle those transactions. EOS, network effects, from what I can tell, just being in the space the couple years that I have, are the most important things when it comes to blockchain protocols. Network effects and user adoption. EOS is built to get user adoption. They will then get the network effect. And once they have the network effect, they're going to be very hard to beat because they have a platform that's scalable. They'll have the network effect. They're going to get the user adoption. And then guess what? Mainstream adoption, I think at that point will be like, oh, they want their piece. Then they're going to start trying to do all the things that they're currently trying to do with Bitcoin and Ethereum. Because also don't forget that EOS was just veiled not a security. So that, I think, bodes very well. I think that is going to make a very bullish case for EOS going into the future. So that's pretty much my thoughts on the matter. I think that's the way I see it, and I think a lot of people are looking for institutional investment when in reality that, I think, should come second. I think that should come after. After you onboard the users, after you prove you have a successful product, then I think the FOMO will set in. Institutional investors will jump in, and then you'll have all sorts of investors wanting to jump in on EOS and EOS-based tokens and applications. So that's how I think about it. Let me know in the comment section below if you agree, disagree, and I'll see you guys in the next one.